Broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi everyone, Ron here at Ablesys. Welcome to the webinar. We'll go over the charts and I'll show you the right way to use the software, or the best way. You'll get the most out of it. And we'll take a look at a 2-hour daily chart, which is a swing trading chart. Very popular for stocks, especially for option traders, or even if you just like to trade shares, that's fine too. But real popular with option traders. And then we'll take a look at the mini Nasdaq, because that's real popular. Everybody likes to day trade the E-minis. And we'll take a look at those two charts. So let's jump in here. We've got a Home Depot chart here. Interesting chart because we had a nice buy signal on it. And what we're looking for is a blue bar, a blue dot, and a blue X. What that means is you have two time frames, and 3 different algorithms all in agreement with each other. That's exactly what you want. You want 2 time frames and 3 different able trend indicators all coming together, which greatly puts the odds in our favor. It really stacks the odds nicely in our favor. Okay, we're going to buy it there. Now, there's a couple of ways to exit. If you're more of the quick in and out type, especially for swing trading, we would use the 3 green bar exit. 3 green bars in a row is definitely a heads up that the trend is getting a little weak. Doesn't mean it can't still keep going, but it's definitely a heads up. Or, of course, a stop out. We're going to start off our stop loss at the bottom of the blue bar. You want to put it, just a little bit below that. Anywhere below that is fine. I mean, you could go a half a point, a quarter of a point. Now, whatever you're comfortable with, but the whole point is you got to go under that bottom of that blue bar. Some people like to give it a little more room. But either way, you have to definitely give it some room, just slightly under the bottom of that blue bar. Now, and that one worked out well because it picked up about 6 points on that trade if you got out at the 3 green bar exit, which is a good way to exit, especially for day trading. I like that quite a bit. But again, blue bar, blue dot, blue X, getting in, the stop loss goes a little bit under the bottom of the blue bar. That one worked out nice. It was about a 6-point winner, and if you had an option trade, about a 5-point winner, let's call it. And if you had a call option on that one, well, then it really worked out well. You got a sell signal here on the 2-hour chart. Daily says, not yet. So here's the nice part. We got out of Home Depot 2 days ago at 192. It's 187 today, and it was as low as 183 earlier this morning. So everybody be real happy with Able Trend getting out at that point at 192, and knowing 2 days later it's down to 187. So that worked out really nicely. So we always want to go, Frank's asking to use the bottom of the top candle for every new signal. Yes, just put a little bit above the top of the blue bar, Frank. And just to, again, you can go a couple of pennies. If you're doing E-minis, I say a half a point for the Nasdaq, a quarter of a point for the ES. Now, just as a guideline. But you just got to give it. That's a nice tight stop loss, and just give it a couple extra pennies. You're welcome. And that worked out really well. So now let's jump into E-mini. It's the same rules, it's the same colors and the same dots, no matter what you trade. So, knowing where to get in and out on one chart, now you know how to do every chart. Now you know the right way to use the software for every chart. And the software works the same whether you trade stocks or futures or Forex. It doesn't favor anything. A lot of people say, does it work best? It doesn't work best on it. It doesn't have a favorite. It'll work the same for everything. It just depends on whatever you like to trade. Obviously, there's got to be price movement. If there's no price movement, well, you, me, or anybody in the world, everybody else in the world, can't win. Of course, you don't know that before the day begins, but a lot of people go, didn't do that well today. Well, yeah, the price didn't move. Neither did anybody else. You got to have some kind of price movement. But the best part of these no trade zones, when you got the red dots above, that's resistance. You got the blue X's below, that's support. On the 3-minute chart, look how it keeps us out of a lot of trouble. Lots of trouble here. Look at all of these no trade zones. It means you don't do anything. It's a software telling us it's too risky. Don't do a thing. Now, this morning was really choppy, and that's a good way to test out the system on a choppy chart. So again, there's the first trade of the day, about 9:40 Eastern, 10 minutes after the market opened. Obviously a no trade zone here. Blue bar, blue dot, blue X. That's when you want to get in at the close of that blue bar. The first time you get all three agree. Blue bar, blue dot, blue X. That means 3 different indicators and 2 different time frames all agree. Wow, that's nice. That's very low risk. Stop loss, again, just 1 point, we'll say, mini NASDAQ is only $20 a point. 1 point under the bottom of that blue bar. And that one, worked out pretty well. Unfortunately, we had the 3 green bars here, and then it shot up afterwards. Normally, it doesn't do that, but it does sometimes, and it did that here. However, that's okay. Still picked up about 5 or 6 points on the first trade of the day. Nothing wrong with that. That's $100 per contract. Some clients trade 50 contracts using Able Trade. Just one contract, it's $100 in 10 minutes. Nothing wrong with that. Obvious no trade zone. Then we're going to go. Short right here. Well, yeah, actually, there's a 3 green bars right here. It's only picked up a couple of points on that trade. Absolutely, yes. Got the chart really scrunched together here because I'm trying to zip through this here. Short signal there. There's your 3 green bars. Absolutely break-even trade. This morning was, as you can see on this chart, down, up, down, up, down, up. It was extremely choppy chart. So this is a great chart to test the software, and actually was just a very small loss before the dead zone. The dead zone is between 12:30 and 2 o'clock Eastern. We do not trade during that time. But this afternoon, the 2 to 4, which is back game on, worked out really well, really well. And we had another good afternoon, especially toward the end of the day. Those trades have been fantastic. They've really been working great recently. Personally, I like the last 2 hours better than the first 3 hours, but it doesn't matter. We did all the calculations over years and thousands of studies, and all the profit came from the first 3 hours, 9:30 to 12:30 Eastern, and then the final 2 hours, 2 to 4. And yeah, it did pop up right after that. That's a tough one to swallow, but using the 3 green, not everybody does. Some people use this previous lower blue dots. I know plenty of people who just, that's what they prefer. And in this case, that would have worked out well. But I use the 3 green bars because it's a lot lower risk. And talking to, thousands of clients that we do, most everybody is very risk averse. In other words, most everybody cannot handle money drawdowns. They're very jittery, and they just want in and out quick. And that's okay. That's okay. Software will work well with that. So use the 3 green bar exit strategy. That'll work well. Nice sweet spot right there, and this is a perfect textbook sweet spot to pull back down to the blue dots. And even if you get within a half a point of the blue dot, that's still going to be a valid sweet spot. But this one actually touched the blue dot, which is support, bounced off of it, and the bar was from green back to blue. There's your perfect sweet spot exit entry. Of course, here was triple confirmation. Blue bar, blue dot, blue X. We're going to buy it there, and that worked out well because we picked up about 8 points on that trade. Let's even call it 7 because I like to actually knock down the winners and exaggerate the losses. Complete opposite of what everybody else does and tries to trick you, tries to trick people. I hate when somebody does that to me. So we had a nice triple confirmation buy signal here. That popped up nicely, about 7 or 8 points. Then we get it back in on a sweet spot, and that was a break even because there's your 3rd green bar exit. So we lost, we won a couple points earlier. Then it was a break even. Then it was plus 6. So, we're up 7 or 8 points at this time. There's a trade right there. We lost 2 points on that trade. It was actually 1, but I'm going to make it 2. Again, triple confirmation, what we're looking for. So we're ahead 5 or 6 points at this point. There's your triple confirmation short signal. Stop loss goes a half a point above the red dot. 3rd green bar comes in right there. Lost a point there. Sweet spot, we're going to call that another 2-point loss. So we're up a couple of points. I'm just going to call it break even. Okay, short signal there, absolutely perfect. Short signal there. Third green bar there. We pick up about 4 or 5 points there. Sweet spot, stop out, sweet spot, stop out. 2 break evens. Okay, so now we're going into the dead zone at 12:30. No trading, no trading. As it turns out, it was dead. Here was a really, really nice trade. Triple confirmation buy signal. Blue bar, blue dot, blue X. Okay, up a couple points going into this trade if you're trading it like a robot, following the rules to the T. Stop loss, bottom of the blue bar. Again, half a point below it would be fine. And this one worked out nice right there. That was a nice 7-point winner right there. And let's call it 6. It was 7. I always, again, say a little less, 6. Sweet spot right there because the prices pull back down, touch the blue dots, and the bar goes from green to blue with the close of that blue bar. We're in. We'll pick up another 2 or 3 points there. Now we're starting to really get rolling. Sweet spot here. Now picked up another point or 2. Obvious no trade zone. And there was the good one. There was the killer. And now the first, getting in on the first red bar would have been difficult because technically speaking, this X did not close until 3 minutes is over. And once the bars close, they're final. But once you get under these blue dots, like right here, that's where you got to take that trade. Once it goes under the blue X, you're in. So a red bar, red dot, red X. If you missed the first red one, you had a couple chances, a couple more red ones, basically at the same price, just slightly lower, a few minutes later. And that one worked out really nice into the 4 o'clock, New York 4 o'clock close. And by the way, technically speaking, it closes at 4:15. We just like to say 4 o'clock, we're out. And that one worked out nice right there. That was 11 points right into the close. That worked out great. We didn't have 3 green bars. It never broke above the red dots. Very clear cut and nice trade. And I got to tell you, the last couple of weeks now, that last 15 minutes, there've been some, half hour we'll say, there've been some killer trades. It's really been working out well. They sort of get in little patterns, and that's what it does. Doesn't mean it's going to be like that all the time. Tomorrow could be terrible. But you just take all the signals. You have to be a robot and take all the signals. So it worked out if you very strictly traded like a robot. All the signals today worked out real nice. It was a good day. Definitely was. I didn't calculate it as we were going along, but clearly was a winning day of at a minimum $300 per contract. At a minimum, and it could have been a little more. And most of our clients are trading more than one. But I always keep it very conservative and tell everybody start slow. And again, nice day today, 300 plus per contract. But it doesn't matter, even if you just picked up a little piece of that because you were busy or you missed something or you're working or you walked away, whatever. Hey, that's okay. It was a winning day. A couple of $100 per contract. So hope this helps. This is exactly the best way to use it. I think you'll find it helpful. I'm here to help. You have my full support. And by the way, watch the webinars. Go to Help Webinars, and this webinar and all of them are recorded right here. See you back here same time Thursday. And again, Help Webinars inside of Abletrend 7 is the right way to watch all the webinars. Drew, you can put the bands on. I've taken them off. I'm kind of simplifying everything. It's for multiple contract traders. Yes, the bands are very helpful. Again, we have most of our clients trade a lot of money, mini contracts. And yes, put the bands on, and anytime it hits the upper band, good way to take some profit. But I'm keeping it real simple because this is the beginner webinar, and most people here are probably just, smaller traders. Yes, I agree with that, Michael. Totally agree, because anyhow, the morning trades, you should have been positive going into the dead zone. No way I just went over the trades trade by trade, and in no way was it negative. It was about break even going into the dead zone. So you kind of have me a little puzzled on that part. And then of course the afternoon runs have been great consistently for a couple of weeks now. So hope this was helpful. Oh, you're welcome, Debbie, Mike, everybody else in the room, Frank. Thanks for being here. Hope you found it helpful, and have a great night, everyone.